Good morning.
Good
So,
morning, sir.
uh, Fourier series we were discussing, and I gave you an introduction in last class, and I told you about the period that suppose there is a function fx and we write fx plus np and it again becomes fx, then this p is known as period. Okay, so actually p, 2p, 3p, all of them will become periods, and this p will become the fundamental period. Huh? P will become the fundamental period. Okay, so for example, if I write sine of x plus n into 2 pi, correct? So this will become sine of x. So this p is equal to 2 pi will become the fundamental period. And you have seen the behavior of this function. So it goes like this. Okay, so any piece you take, suppose I take it from minus pi to pi, so I can see that this will be just repeated in the space. This fundamental thing is repeated in the space. So this will be very important because in some questions the period will not be given, but from the figure you have to guess what is the period, and then you have to solve the problem. Okay, and I told you the both cases, minus pi to pi also I told, and I also told you minus L to L. So if this I have told, that means 0 to 2 pi also I have told, and 0 to 2L also I have told. Formulas are same for both. Okay, because the period is same na, so formulas are same. No difference in formula, just in integration some properties I can use here which I cannot use here because it is coming from negative domain. So even odd properties I can use here, even odd properties I can't use for these because it is just in the positive domain, 0 to 2L or 0 to 2 pi. So with some, with this basic, can I erase this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So with this basic discussion, I am coming to the first question. First question I will discuss, and just a second. Hmm. So first question I will discuss, that is, suppose you have been given a function that is like this, minus pi, and this is plus pi. Okay, and the function is repeating in the space like, just I want a different color. Uh, this and this. This is plus k and this is minus k. Okay. So different color is visible or everything is white?
This is white, sir.
Visible, sir.
That's a white. Okay. So this is the structure that is repeated this side and this side, and we have to write the Fourier series for this structure. So the first step will be to see what is the value. So this is the x-axis and this is the fx-axis. So the first step is what is the function? So the function is fx is equal to minus k in the domain minus pi to 0 and plus k in the domain 0 to pi. This is the function that was plotted. So sometimes this function is not given, just the plot is given. So you have to first write the function from the plot. That will be the first step. And I think it is clear. Very simple, no? So, this is a digital signal also. So this is a digital signal. अगर आप इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स के हिसाब से देखो तो ये क्या है? सपोज ये वोल्टेज है, ये टाइम है. So this is suppose minus 5 volt and this is plus 5 volt. So it is a kind of uh, a digital signal which is constant up to some time and then again constant up to some time ना. So इस तरीके से analogies ली जा सकती हैं. In Fourier series, you will have functions, and those functions could be possibly a function of electronics and communication, or electronics, or electricity, and we want to decompose them in the form of sine and cosine. So that will give you lot of insight. Like ऐसे तो देखने में डिजिटल सिग्नल लग रहा है, बट जब तुम इसको साइन और कोसाइन के फॉर्म में लिख दोगे तो it will give you lot of insight about the harmonics of the function, which is not visible here. यहाँ पे वो दिखाई नहीं दे रहा है, but you will see. So अगर मैं property wise देखूं तो if I just draw a axis like this, which is y is equal to x axis, so this is symmetric about this axis, correct? This signal is symmetric about this axis. So you can note down that this is odd function. This is odd function because this is symmetric about this axis. Y is equal to x axis के about symmetric होता है odd function, like sine function. That is also symmetric about y is equal to x axis. और अगर तुम f की जगह minus x रख दो, f of minus x, so that will give you minus of fx. So that is also a way to understand the odd function. हाँ, बट ये ऐसे केसेस में f को माइनस एक्स रख के करने पे ये सब चेंज करना पड़ेगा. सो बेस्ट वे इज टू सी द सिमेट्री अबाउट y is equal to x axis. So you can write here it is symmetric about y is equal to x axis. Y is equal to x line, I would say. Y is equal to x line. It's symmetric about this line. So जैसे ये फंक्शन ऑड हो गया, मैंने आपको पहले ही बताया था, ऑड फंक्शन है तो इसका मतलब कॉस वाले टर्म्स की कोई जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. सो दैट मीन्स ए नॉट एंड ए एन, all of them will become equal to 0. Correct?
Sir, all symmetric functions are odd.
Read the full line what I have written. तुमने क्या कहा?
सर जितने भी सिमेट्रिक फंक्शन होते हैं क्या सभी ओड होते हैं सर,
तो
ये जानना
क्या
चाहते
क्या ऐसा लिखा हुआ है?
हैं। नहीं सर, ओनली वाई इज इक्वल टू एक्स।
फिर क्या है? अगर वो
ओके
ऐसा
सर।
होता तो मैं वो ना लिखता।
ओके सर।
सो मैं कह रहा हूं कि बिकॉज दीज आर ऑड फंक्शंस, सो व्हेन आई विल राइट दिस एफ एक्स इज इक्वल टू ए नॉट बाई टू प्लस summation n is equal to 1 to infinity an cos of nx plus bn sin of nx. When I will write this, so you can clearly see that since it is odd function, that an part will be 0. Okay, so we will only write this as fx is equal to uh, summation n is equal to 1 to infinity bn sin of nx. Okay, so what will happen? A naught is equal to an is equal to 0, because a naught can be written in the form of an also. मैंने ना दो टाइप के फॉर्मूले बताए थे, correct? I mean I can write this inside also na, by just taking n is equal to 0 to infinity, correct? So let us calculate the value of bn from this. So I can calculate it here. So the value of bn will be given by 1 by pi integral minus pi to pi fx dx. ये बताया था in this case. So this can be written as 1 by pi. Please see.
fx sin x dx.
Sin and x is there, no?
Oh, fx sine, sorry, sine of nx dx. So this is odd function and this is also odd function. So odd into odd is even function. So it will be 2 times 0 to pi fx dx. Fx sine nx dx. Correct? Correct? This is even, because odd into odd will become even. Okay? Now let us solve this. This integral. So इसमें main integration ही रहेगा करने वाला. Main thing will be integration. So bn will be equal to, if you see, 2 by pi. And what is value between 0 to pi? It is k. So 2k by pi, 0 to pi sine of nx dx. This is the integration which you have to do. Very, very simple. So it will become 2k by pi, and sine का integration minus cos nx by n0 to pi. So this will be minus 2k by n pi and minus 1 to the power n minus 1. So this bn will be equal to 2k by n pi 1 minus 1 to the power n And you see, when n is even, this will go to 0. And when n is odd, this will become 2. So it will become 4k by n pi for n is equal to 135 dash dash dash. And it will be 0. It will be 0 for n is equal to uh, all other even, whenever it will be even. So no even terms will exist. Corresponding to n is equal to even will not exist. Please see this. Here I have used cos of n pi is equal to minus 1 to the power n. This I have used. Correct? Any doubt at any level? So now I am ready to write the function in the form of Fourier series. I hope I can erase this part now. So my Fourier series will be given by, for this function, fx will be given by 4k by pi. So bn,
N pi is there, no? Sir?
and so 4k by pi, and inside was sine nx, na? Bn sine.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So that will be sine of x by 1 plus sine of 3x by 3 plus sine of 5x by 5 plus dash dash dash. So this is the Fourier series that we wanted to write. And you can see, because of the odd function, no cos terms are there. No cosine terms are there. Correct? Now, these two are same. I mean, this function and this Fourier series is same. So can we just understand this? मैं graphically भी समझाना चाहूंगा. पहले बताओ, इसमें कोई प्रॉब्लम है यहाँ तक किसी को कुछ?
No,
Okay.
sir.
No problem, sir.
तो इसको हटा रहा हूं मैं. ये बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग प्रॉब्लम है, मतलब बहुत सिंपल है, बट इट गिव्स लॉट ऑफ इनसाइट. और इसको भी मैं थोड़ा सा बड़ा बनाना चाहूंगा, जस्ट टू plot it. So because both are same, so we should be able to plot it like this. This is pi, and this is minus pi, and this is 0. This is k, this is minus k. This was the graph, this was fx, and this was x. Correct? Now please see, this is infinite series. So if I, अगर मैं एक approximation करूं, which is not a good approximation at all, just to make you understand, कि सिर्फ पहला ही टर्म एग्जिस्ट करता है, बिकॉज तुम देखो लगातार छोटा तो होता जा रहा है ना, 1/3, 1/5, 1/7, करेक्ट? सो दैट इज डिक्रीजिंग, बट I am just taking an approximation कि only first term exists. So what will be the plot? So plot will be like this, the first term. So if you take just the first term, the plot is like this. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
So if you just take the first term has picked the behavior कि negative में negative जाना है और positive में positive जाना है. So that has picked the behavior of the system. If you take the second one, which is sine of 3x, so the graph will become this, like this. It will become like this. And if the more and more terms are taken, suppose too many terms are taken, then the graph will become like this. It will just start copying the original function. Can you see that? So original function was a digital function, but you are able to write that in the form of sine and cosine. Incidentally, the cosine part became 0. So this is the beauty of Fourier series, that your digital function has also harmonics x, 3x, 5x. It is present within the signal, within the function. And what is the value of this function at 0? So
Zero.
at 0, what is the value of the function?
0.
So that is taken by taking average of what is the value at left side and what is the value at right side of the function. This is the only way, because at 0 left function is behavior is different and right is different. So in this case you should take the average value, so that is 0, correct? ये आपको कई अलग अलग क्वेश्चंस में लेना पड़ेगा ये चीज. And what is the value at, so I want to generate a series from this. So for series you can see that the sine value should survive. So what I am going to do is I will take x is equal to pi by 2. You know sine pi by 2 is 1. So what is the value of f pi by 2? Yes?
Sir,
Hmm?
4 k upon pi.
Yes, sir.
K.
So at pi by 2, what is the value? Obviously it is k. As simple as that. So this value is k. So if I put x is equal to pi by 2, this will become k is equal to 4k by pi, and pi by 2, this will become 1. 3 pi by 2, it will become -1, then +1, then -1, then +1, dash dash dash. And this will become a very important series. K and K will cancel, and pi by 4 will become 1 minus 1 by 3 plus 1 by 5 minus 1 by 7 plus dash dash dash, known as Leibniz series. 1637 or some 1667, as old as that. So you can see that this series is known as Leibniz series, which can be derived from this. So in this way, it finds lot of other applications also. The Fourier series. Okay. So is this thing clear? Your function, which was looking like a constant function, can be interpreted in the form of sine and cosine, which has got so many applications, and that is the whole purpose of writing the Fourier series. And this was odd function, so you have seen that the an part was gone. Correct? So everything is clear. I can erase this also. So this was a question in which I have applied the concept which I have told you. And now suppose I take a function fx is equal to mod of x, and this the value of x is between, suppose given, between minus pi to pi, and we have to write Fourier series for this. So let us plot it first, how the plot will look like. So it is a modulus function, so it will look like this, pi, and then this minus pi, correct? And this value is 1. So this is how it looks like, the modulus function, because this has to be positive everywhere. So we write it like this, fx is equal to, in negative domain I write it like this, minus x, so that when the values of x are negative it becomes positive, and in positive domain it is x. Please see this. Correct? So this is beyond doubt even function. Even function is symmetric about y is equal to x axis. Sorry, uh, y axis. It is symmetric about y axis, the even function. जैसा y एक्सिस के राइट दिखेगा वैसा ही y एक्सिस के लेफ्ट दिखेगा इवन फंक्शन, and also f of minus x is equal to fx. Correct? So if I write this as fx is equal to summation a naught by 2 plus summation n is equal to 1 to infinity an cos nx plus bn sine of nx. So immediately I can write the bn is equal to 0 without calculating, because it is even function, so odd coefficients will not be there. So we have to calculate a naught and an. So what is the value of a naught? It will be 1 over pi integral minus pi to pi and mod of x dx, correct? And this is even in this term, So I can write a naught is equal to 2 by pi 0 to pi x dx. So this will be 2 by pi into pi square by 2. So this will be cancelled and the answer will be equal to pi. The value of a naught will be equal to pi. So what is the first term? a naught by 2 की वैल्यू फर्स्ट टर्म जो है उसकी वैल्यू कितनी आ जाएगी? पाई बाय 2. And can anybody tell what is the value? 3.14 by 2, 1.07.
1.57, 1.57, 57.
1.57, sorry, 1.57. The first term, na? What is the value of an now? We can calculate the value of an also. इसमें कोई डाउट तो नहीं है?
No, sir.
So I can just erase this. You have noted it down.
Yes, sir.
So please see this. The value of an will be equal to 1 by pi integral minus pi to pi and mod of x cos of nx dx. This is even function. So an will be equal to 2 by pi 0 to pi and x cos nx and dx, because be between the limit 0 to pi my function is x, correct? Now what is the 2 by pi? इंटीग्रेट करो इसको. First function integration of second minus derivative of first function into integration of second. And limit 0 to pi. So UV method. So first function integration of second and minus derivative of this and integration of this, correct? And don't remove the brackets because I have told you the UV वो use होता है आगे. So pi and 0 पे ये वाला term तो 0 ही हो गया. So it will become 2 to pi. What about this? So this will become cos of n pi, which is minus 1 to the power n minus 1 by n square. It will become like this, which will become like 1 minus 1 to the power n लिख लेता हूं. तो minus 4 by pi n square at n is equal to 135 dash dash dash. Please see this. Is that okay? Because this will again become 1 minus minus 1 to the power n, जिसमें n is equal to 1 रखते ही ये 2 हो जाएगा, और अगर n is equal to 2 रख दिया तो 0 हो जाएगा. तो that means सारे odd पे इसकी वैल्यू 2 हो जाएगी और सारे इवन पे इसकी वैल्यू 0 हो जाएगी. The same thing which I have used in previous question also. So there are 3 or 4 things. If you remember, you can use it in every question. So now I should remove this also. And what is the series now? So fx is equal to a naught by 2, which is pi by 2, plus an, which is minus 4
So
by
minus will get
pi.
cancelled because there is one minus term in front of the second one.
Hmm?
Finally, there will be no minus in front of the 4 by pi n square.
This minus.
Yes, sir, because in front of the second term there is one minus sign.
Here.
सर
No,
सही
sir,
है
upper step.
सर नेगेटिव आएगा
Yeah, first step, sir.
It's right, sir.
सर नेगेटिव ही आएगा सर माइनस के 4
सही है, sir.
कर पाई
नहीं नहीं, वो तो पता है सही है, लेकिन उनको डाउट तो क्लियर कर लेने दो आप लोग. हाँ बताओ भाई, वेयर इज डाउट?
Yes, sir. It is minus 1 minus cos nx by n square.
नहीं, which
So,
step you are? You just tell me the step, I will tell you. Here?
from that step, sir,
Here minus is not there.
minus is there.
अरे भाई, minus and minus will cancel ना.
Oh,
Neg
okay. Oh,
this,
okay, sir.
this you don't know that if minus and bracket minus is there, it will cancel.
I took out the minus first and then
How you take out the minus, so minus and minus will become plus.
yes, sir. Yes. Okay, sir.
So minus 4 by pi, and n square is also there. So I will write cos of x plus cos of x no, cos of 3x by 3 square plus cos of 5x by 5 square plus dash dash dash. Please see this. This is the Fourier series, correct? Because only odd terms will survive. इवन ऐसे बहुत सारा ऑड इवन देख के पहले ही ऑप्शन कर लेते हैं और एक्चुअल सॉल्यूशन की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती एग्जाम में बहुत बार, अगर आपको सारी प्रॉपर्टीज क्लियर हैं तो. With this is the Fourier series, and suppose now this time I want to generate a series, so you can clearly see because it is cos, so I will take x is equal to 0. And what will be the value of function here? f0 की वैल्यू क्या होगी? 0, correct? Because here and here minus x plus x by 2 will be equal to 0. So 0 will be equal to pi by 2 minus 4 by pi 1 plus 1 by 3 square plus 1 by 5 square plus dash dash dash. And if you take this on this side, it will become pi by 2 into pi by 4, correct? Pi by 2 into pi by 4 is equal to this series. So pi square by 8 will be equal to 1 plus 1 by 3 square plus 1 by 5 square plus dash dash dash. So these all are infinite series जो कि 16th century में बिल्कुल ही unknown थी. Nobody was willing to touch this because of the problems of infinity. Okay. So pi square by 8 will give you is the value of this infinite series. Tell me if it is clear.
Yes, sir, it's clear.
So the next I want to take is, so ये जो minus pi से pi वाला था, that is okay. So now I will take from minus some L to L, so that वो वाले questions भी हम समझ पाए. So this time we have a function which is given in the form of a graph, that there is a graph in which this part, this is time axis and this is the function axis, and this part is not there, this part is like this part is 0, and you can see that what will be in time domain. So this is given that this is some E sine omega t, E sine omega t, correct? This is given. So omega t is the angle. So what is the value here? Omega t is equal to pi. No? Pi. When sine will become 0? At sine pi. So
Yes, sir.
this whole thing will become pi here. So what will be the value of t here? Pi by omega. ये सब लोग ध्यान से समझ लेना. And this will be 0 and this will be minus pi by omega. So in t, when the axis is t, suppose the axis was omega t, then this would be pi. This would be minus pi, which I was doing. But this time the axis is time axis, not omega t axis, not the complete sine x kind of thing. So here it will become minus pi by omega and here it will become pi by omega. So how the function will look like? Ft is equal to 0 between minus pi by omega to 0 and E sine omega t between 0 t and pi by omega. Please tell me if this is clear. It is given in the question that this is a half wave rectifier. This graph, if you remember, is half wave rectifier in which the negative portion is clipped off using a diode and only the positive cycle remains. Correct? उससे हमें कुछ लेना देना नहीं है, just we wanted this signal and I want to write the Fourier series for this, and you will understand that once we write the Fourier series, all of the information which is hidden inside will come out कि इसके अंदर कौन कौन से signals present हैं, क्या ये पूरी तरीके से DC बन चुका है या नहीं, every information will come out. तो tell me इसमें कोई doubt हो तो, because this is the first step कि आप function लिख पाओ. And what is the case? If you remember, this case is minus L to L. याद आया? And what is the value of L? Pi by omega. So if this much is clear, Then what to do? If this much is clear, then let us write the Fourier series. This is even or odd? भाई आवाज जा रही है ना?
Odd.
So neither even nor odd.
So this is neither even nor odd. So we can't apply any of the properties of even or odd. Because see, here it is not there, here it is present, so no symmetry. Not about y is equal to x-axis, not about y axis. So this is neither even nor odd function, so we have to calculate everything this time. So let me calculate quickly. First of all, I will write the function ft. Ft is equal to a naught by 2 plus summation n is equal to 1 to infinity an cos n pi x by x matlab t by L, which is pi by omega plus bn sin n pi t by L, which is pi by omega. This is the situation. So this will become a naught by 2 plus summation n is equal to 1 to infinity an cos n omega t plus bn sin n omega t. This is the situation. And now we will calculate the values of a naught and an and bn. Correct? So I will just take this part and here I will solve. So firstly, the value of a naught. So the value of a naught will be given by 1 by L, which is pi by omega 1 by L minus pi by omega to 0 dt plus 0 to pi by omega e sin omega t dt. So this will become a naught is equal to omega by pi e omega by pi, and the integral of sine will give me minus cos omega t by omega and 0 to pi by omega, and this omega will be cancelled. And hence the value of a naught will come out to be minus e by pi and cos omega t. So what it will give? Cos omega t. So t will be uh, pi by omega. So cos pi, which is minus 1 and minus 1. So this will give me 2e by pi. 2e by pi. This is the value of a naught. Correct? Let me also calculate now the other values which is given by the value of an, which is 1 by omega by pi, sorry, pi by omega integral minus, ये वाला टर्म तो है ही नहीं जीरो वाला. Now I am writing directly 0 to pi by omega. So here it will be what? Cos e sin omega t, e sin omega t into cos n omega t dt. Correct? ये समझ आ रहा है सबको?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now how the integration will be done? E by this. So it will be done by 2 sin a cos b, which is sin a plus b plus sin a minus b. 2 sin a cos b क्या होता है?
Sin A plus B.
Sin 2 है.
Sin a plus b plus
Sin A minus B.
sin a minus b. सो अब ये देखो, ये है कॉन्सेप्ट कि आपको हाई स्कूल वाली चीज याद है या नहीं याद है, इमीडिएटली अप्लाई करनी है. सो दिस विल बिकम 0 टू पाई बाई ओमेगा sin of a plus b. So it will become 1 plus n omega t plus sine of 1 minus n omega t and dt. And sine का integration straightforward है. So we can write that. What is the integration of sine?
Minus cos 1 plus n omega t.
So it will become e omega by pi. So I can just take advantage of using this lower side. So it will become e omega by pi and sine का क्या हो जाएगा?
So it'll be E
Sir,
omega by
E
2
omega
pi.
by
there
2 pi.
Two will be there.
Hmm?
in
Sir, E
denominator.
omega by 2
2
pi.
pi, 2 pi, because that 2 will be used. And sine का minus. So minus will be also taken outside, ना? Because sine दोनों का minus minus ही होगा. So it will become cos of 1 plus n omega t divided by 1 plus n omega and plus cos of 1 minus n omega t divided by 1 minus n omega 0 to pi by omega, and this omega will be gone. So if you write this finally, you will get, if you substitute the values now, the value of an will be minus e by 2 pi and what will be the upper limit? Pi by omega. So it will become cos of 1 plus n pi, correct? So it will become minus 1 upon 1 plus n over 1 plus n minus 1 plus minus 1 upon 1 minus n minus 1 over 1 minus n, like this. and the value of, so this is the value of an. You agree with this?
Yes, sir.
And what about the value of bn? bn की वैल्यू क्या होगी? E omega. So 1 E omega by pi 0 to pi by omega. Here sine omega t, sine n omega t and dt. This will be easy to do. So this will, for n is equal to 1, they will become same, and all other values will not exist. So it will become b1 is equal to, if I write b1 is equal to क्या होगा? It will become e omega by pi into sine square बन जाएगा ना? So that will be upper limit by 2. So upper limit by 2. So this will be e by 2. So those formulas that you should know, 0 to pi sine mx sine nx dx is equal to Kronecker delta mn. Correct na? That when they are equal, then you will have values.
सर
हाँ,
सर साइन स्क्वायर यहाँ पे कैसे आएगा? साइन ओमेगा टी एंड साइन एन ओमेगा टी है ना?
तो इसीलिए तो b1 लिख रहा हूं ना, यहाँ देखो,
अच्छा सर, ओके
यहाँ पे क्या लिखा हुआ है?
बी एन, ओके सर, ओके
bn.
ओके।
इसमें ओमेगा टी को अगर x ले लो तो you can convert it into sin x and sin mx and sin nx. And when these values are same, then they exist, then value is different, it becomes 0. So all other bn's will not exist. All other bn's will become equal to 0. So these are the values of complete thing. And now the Fourier series you can easily write because complete values of a naught, an and bn are there. So when you write the Fourier series,
Sir, so I'm getting Bn as E and not E by 2 because there should be a twice term when we are converting it to minus pi by omega to plus pi by omega.
sorry?
Sir, there should be a 2 into 2 when we convert it from minus pi by 2 pi by omega to plus pi by omega.
No,
That
you are not understanding at all from where this is coming. This is not coming from conversion. This is coming because in negative domain it is 0.
okay, sir.
सर
हाँ,
दिस ए एन टर्म उसमें कैसे आया था थोड़ा?
sorry?
दिस ए एन टर्म ऊपर सर, ऊपर बी एन के ऊपर है ना सर, लेके वैल्यू कैसे आया इन बिट दैट? यस यस सर।
So do you have to learn class 11th calculus, upper limit minus lower limit?
No sir, this cos 1 plus n
Omega t. So t will be pi by omega. Omega will cancel. So it will become cos 1 plus n pi.
okay sir.
So what is cos n pi? minus 1 to the,
minus 1. Yes.
so it is cos 1 plus n pi, so it will become minus 1 to the power 1 plus n.
Okay.
नहीं समझ रहे हो? Not understanding.
Yes, yes, sir. Understood, sir. Okay.
So if it is cos of 1 plus n pi, what it will become? Minus 1 to the power 1 plus n. Because cos of n pi is minus 1 to the power n. So now using all these coefficients, please see. अब आपको homework में ये करना है बस इतना step कि you know every coefficient, so you write the Fourier series by substituting it in the original Fourier series. So when you substitute that value, you are going to get the series like this. Fx is equal to e by 2 plus e by 2 sine omega t, correct? Minus 2e by pi 1 by 3 cos 2 omega t, and like this dash dash dash, all the cosine terms. There is this term which is independent of time. This is the DC term still present in the rectifier. So देखो इस तरीके से एनालिसिस करते हैं Fourier series के हेल्प से. Even the DC ripples, DC is present in your signal. जबकि rectifier में what you wanted to do, you wanted to convert the rectifier, means it is you wanted purely DC, and still there is this sine ripples also present, and the magnitude is also very high because here the magnitude was E, here magnitude is E by 2. So this is not a good rectifier, that's why. And then there are cosine terms which are small but still they are present. Okay, so अगर सिर्फ ये होता, सिर्फ ये present होता तो 100% DC था, but there are time dependent functions present in your half wave rectifier. This is how we analyze it. Okay. So this first term, this will be E by pi, because what was the value of A naught?
2e by pi.
2e by pi.
No, 2E by pi. Na? So when you write A naught by 2, it will become E by pi. Correct? So this revise this question and we will discuss tomorrow. Huh? Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.